Hey, what is going on, Cancers? Butch Tarot here. I had to switch up the background. I got ADHD or something. I don't know. I can't ever keep anything the same. But unfortunately, when I was doing it, I ripped down half of my lights. That's why I only see lights coming from one side. I'll have to get some more because I do enjoy them. Anyway, not that you care. I'm gonna do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm gonna be using the Wild Reflections Tarot. I actually just bought this deck again because I love the other one so much, and I gifted it to Rose, so because she kept trying to steal it on me, so I just figured I'd get another one. More information you probably don't care about. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get it. Universe. Universe, what message do we have for Cancers? What can we see for Cancers? All right. Let's get right into it. So the first thing is I feel like this is someone that you already have a connection with this person. This is definitely too strong of a connection to be new. So I'm definitely feeling like, I mean, for some of you, this is a past relationship, possibly even a really deep relationship. For others, this may be something that didn't really play out to be where you thought it would be. You know what I mean? I feel like there's definitely some strong feelings between the two of you. How far you got with that is kind of elusive right now. Like I said, for some of you, this may be something that already had gotten to a very, very deep place. For others, this is something that I feel like we thought it was going to get there. But I feel like with this person, getting this hot and cold energy, I feel like this person, I'm getting the feeling that this person went cold on you. I feel like everything was good. Everything was good. It was as it should have been. And all of a sudden, they went cold on you. Like I feel like I'm shaking my head because I'm not getting this person's energy. I'm not understanding it. I'm trying to make sense of it. I feel like the way it played out, I feel like you got hurt, but I feel like they got hurt as well. But it's their own doing. With that Three of Swords, I feel like they caused themselves their own pain. I feel like this person couldn't tell you what they had to say. So instead of telling you, like I said, they couldn't tell you, and instead of telling you, they walked away from this. But they had a lot to say. They just weren't saying it. Now with this person, I mean, that's all past energy. We're talking about current energy. Current energy with this person, they can't forget you. And they're regretting their mistake. I mean, with the Five of Swords, I mean, I feel like this person was deeply connected to you. As much or more than you were connected to them. You know, I feel like you showed them something that they weren't necessarily ready to see. But I feel like they regret, you know, how it happened, how it played out. They regret their part of it because, like I said, they can't forget you. I mean, they're still thinking about you and only you with that Four of Cups. I mean, they haven't walked away from this. I feel like even the moment they walked away, they didn't really walk away from this emotionally. They feel this connection to you. And I'm going to be honest with you, I get this scared energy. Like they were scared. And more honesty, I'm going to continue to be honest with you. I'm always honest, but I just really need you to feel this. When they met you, it was physical. I get the sense that that's all they thought it was going to be. They were drawn to you physically. I am getting some player energy. Like they thought you were just going to be the next X kind of energy. You know what I mean? And then somewhere along the line, they forgot about that. Somewhere along the line, they fell for you. You know, you meant so much more than that to them. And it's how you cared about them. I mean, Cancers are so loving. You know, they're so loving. And I've said this plenty of times before. There's a lot of times when we meet the right person and they just have the thing that we need. You know, it's almost like we've been walking around with these wrong prescription glasses. We're not seeing clearly. And then we meet that person and they have the right prescription and they give them to you and you see things clearly. Even if you're not ready. I mean, it's clear they were drawn to you from the beginning, but I feel like it was a physical thing. But that's changed. And once that changed, I feel like this person got nervous. They got scared. Now, like I said, they're regretting their mistake. I mean, their life's been hell without you. You know, everything's falling apart, and they know why. Because the one thing they need, they walked away from. I mean, this person doesn't just love you, they need you. And I know a lot of people are thinking, how do people that love you do that? You'd be surprised. But like I said, their life has gone to hell since you. They're in their head thinking about this. Like I said, they're thinking about you and only you. I mean, this person's in their head with that Hermit. They miss you. Like I said, they can't forget you. They thought they could walk away and just forget it. I mean, they feel weak without you. They got it wrong. They thought being in love made them weak. What makes them weak is not having you. Unfortunately, people come to this realization a lot. Unfortunately, sometimes it's too late. Now with this person, I mean, they know what they need to do. They know the path in front of them with the Seven of Wands. They know what they have to do. There's no other option. You know, I see this person I see them coming back to you. Because, like I said, they can't forget you. They can't let you go. You know, everything fell apart after you. They're in their head. They can't eat. They can't sleep. I feel like this person's coming back, and I feel like the first step is them being completely honest with you. I feel like it will surprise you how deeply this person cared about you. I don't feel like they acted accordingly before. I feel like they're coming back and going to be completely, like I said, bluntly honest because they want you to trust them. They want you to know that you can trust them with that Knight of Pentacles. They want to establish that trust with you. They want to get back to where they were. They want their best friend back. And like I said, I mean, not just their best friend, but their lover. They thought that's all it was going to be. They were sadly mistaken. I feel like they didn't really know how to handle that. You know, they weren't just scared to love, but they were scared to be loved. They felt like opening themselves up to that made them weak, but like I said, I mean, I feel like there's a stiff realization that this person coming to that without you, they feel weak. They feel like they're missing a part of themselves. You know, I mean, this person, they want to establish that trust. You know, they want to earn that from you. They want to prove their loyalty to you. You know, this person wants to move forward and they're ready to nurture this. They're ready to give it all. You know, with the Star card and the Chariot, that Aquarius and Cancer energy. You know, we have the Eight of Pentacles as well, putting in the work. You know, showing up. You know, they're going to prove it to you. That's what this person wants to do. That's their goal here. It's very genuine. I don't feel any red flags. I don't feel like this person is playing any games anymore. I feel like the last game they played with you, they lost. They lost everything. And like I said, I feel like they're coming back to establish a trust. But at the end of it all, I feel like they're going to make you a real offer. You know, you're the person that they want to be with. You're the person they want to start that family with. You know, they're drawn to you, and it's more than just a physical thing. Like I said, they realized that pretty early on. You know, they still had it in their head that they were playing, you know, they were fighting it to the point where they couldn't fight it anymore. Shit started getting real. And they got scared. They got terrified. They didn't see it coming. It's very toxic energy that it's usually toxic masculinity. I'm sorry, guys, but it's usually men that do this. Women do it. Excuse me. Women do it too, to a point. But I feel like this is more of a man thing. It's like they're afraid to open up. They're afraid to show their feelings. It's like they feel like it's gonna make them look like less of a man. It's gonna make them look weak. You know. It's something you got to grow out of. It's something that, but I feel like with this read, I feel like you change that in this person. Like I said, they're coming back and they're going to be very honest with you. They're going to be completely honest with you, and overly honest, even to say, because like with the Queen of Swords, it's a very blunt energy. It's like, I've been screwed. You know, I've lost things that I've loved, and I'm not going to do that again. You know, I screwed things up. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to withhold the truth from you anymore. No matter where that takes us, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to give everything to it. Like I said with the Star card, nurturing this, being loyal to you, the chariot, wanting to have forward movement. They want to move forward with you because they know what life's like without you. I mean, we have a lot of major arcana in this. I mean, I see this, like I said, I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. It's a very genuine energy in this person. I feel like they've come a long way. Like I said, with that King of Cups, it's very emotionally mature. I feel like this person's come a long way, and I see a lot of changes in this person, and I feel like you will too. Now with this person, like I said, we have Gemini, we have Aquarius, we have Cancer, we have Scorpio, we have Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Some Pisces as well. Some Sagittarius. Excuse me. I am sorry for those listening to the readings with headphones on. That kind of came out of nowhere. I gotta cover the label. A few years ago I did a video and I didn't cover the label, and they gave me a strike for it. I think it'd be free advertisement, you think, right? That's what I thought. Sometimes admitting that we're in love can sometimes feel harder than actually falling in love, And like I said, it from my general experience, from the people I've seen and heard things through, and heard their stories, and books that I've read, and just in general life practice, it does seem like more of a masculine, a toxic masculinity issue. Now in women, when I see it, it's usually caused by, unfortunately, a man. Those trust issues, those not wanting to be vulnerable issues. So at the end of the day, it's our fault. Like I said, sometimes the hardest thing isn't falling in love, it's admitting it, for some people. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes when you make that realization that you screwed up, it's too late. With this person, I just very hopeful energy from this person, hoping that it's not too late. Hoping they can make it right, because like I said, I feel like they're finally on the same page. I mean, unfortunately, it took them this long to figure that out, but like that old saying goes, late is better than never. Sometimes. It's sometimes you find something so real and it's hard to believe that you have it. Sometimes it's hard to believe what you're seeing, believe what you're feeling. So you're so used to not having it that your brain almost like talks you out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if that played a big role in this as well. Like I said, there is that fear. Some people don't want or aren't looking for love necessarily. Some people think it doesn't exist. Then when they find it, it's like a wake-up call. It's like, bam, here it is. Now what? And people react in different ways to that. Anyway, I can go on forever. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.